Jessica Loss. AJ Stevenson. I wonder if that's somebody from the jail. I don't see Shane yet. Been doing good. Well, I guess I'm going to start without him. What else to do? Sit around here all day. Good morning. The court is going to take up the first case on the court docket this morning, CV 2106204. This is in the interest of Blaine Thomas Goodwin, a child. The case is set for an adversary hearing on an original petition for protection of a child filed by the Texas Department of Family and Protective Services. The hearing is being conducted pursuant to emergency orders of the Texas Supreme Court via Zoom video conference. The department is participating today through investigators Janet Ratliff, caseworker to engage case manager AJ Stevenson, supervisors Tracy Perry and Angela Ritter. The mother of the child is Jessica Goodwin, who I believe is incarcerated in the Brown County Jail, and I believe she'll be joining us here just shortly, it looks like. How to do that? The father of the children is, the child is Derek Goodwin, who's incarcerated in the Texas Department of Criminal Justice Facility, and he is not present. Patrick Howard has been appointed as the attorney and guardian ad litem for the child, and Mr. Howard is participating in the hearing today. Shane Britton, Brown County attorney, is present to represent the department in the case. I also show on my screen a Francisca Klaus.
No, sorry, sir. That'd be a Lyric Klaus. It's just my daughter's computer.
Okay, I'm sorry, what's your first name?
Lyra.
Lyra? Okay.
Yes, sir.
And could you advise us what your connection with this case is, please?
He's my nephew.
Okay, so you're his aunt, a maternal,
Yes.
Maternal aunt?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Jessica Goodwin is my sister.
Okay, thank you. All right, if y'all stand by for just a second, I think they're arranging for Ms. Goodwin to join us, and then we can try to get started.
Okay, yes, sir.
All right, I'm going to go back on the record now and CV 2106204 CP, excuse me, 204. In the interest of Blaine Thomas Goodwin and child, all parties in council previously present remain present. Jessica Goodwin, who is the mother of the child, is also now participating in the hearing today. Mr. Britton, could you advise the court and the parties in council what orders the department is seeking today?
Yes, Your Honor. The department is seeking to be named as the temporary managing conservator of the child. Mom and dad would be named as temporary possessory conservators. The child is currently placed in a foster home in Houston, I believe, and or some type of placement in Houston, and he would remain in that current placement for the foreseeable future. Family service plans would be created for the parents that outlines those tasks that they need to achieve in order to have the child returned to them.
Thank you. Ms. Goodman, the purpose of today's hearing is for the court to consider whether or not to grant the orders being requested by the department. Those orders would include an order that would continue for the time being the Department of Child Protective Services as the temporary managing conservator of the child, meaning they would have the duty and responsibility to make sure the child's in a safe environment while the case goes on for whatever its duration. The orders would include an order that would appoint you and the father as temporary managing conservators, meaning you have court order visitation rights with the child during the course of the case that would be set up through the department. The orders would include orders that would require the department to provide services to you to try to address whatever the concerns were that prompted them to file this suit. with the goal of trying to return the the child in this case, to a parent's care. If the court were to grant those orders, then the court's required to set additional hearings in the case to check on the status of the case, see if things have changed to the point where those temporary orders need to be modified or the child is ready to be returned to a parent. In the interim, if the child's not in the parent's care, the department has an obligation to try to identify any relatives as potential placements and determine if that's an appropriate temporary placement for the child. And the parents have the opportunity to provide names of persons they would like the child placed with if the child's not in their care. So that's in essence what's being requested today by the department. Regarding today's hearing and how to proceed with it, I need to determine what your position is on those orders requested. Are you in agreement with those orders? Are you opposed to the court granting the orders being requested by the department?
Currently, I would like to ask for an attorney, actually.
Okay. Well, under the law, you have a right in any legal proceeding, including this one, to retain a lawyer to represent you. If you cannot afford a lawyer and you're opposed to what the department's wanting to do in the case, you can make a request for a court-appointed lawyer, and if the court determines you are indigent for purposes of the appointment statute, and then the court can appoint a lawyer for you. If that were to occur, you wanted time to retain a lawyer, or you had a court-appointed lawyer, we would reset the hearing to allow some time for you and your attorney to prepare for the hearing with the orders remaining in place. My understanding, you want an attorney. Are you requesting the court appoint you a lawyer?
Yes, obviously at this current time, I'm going to need one to appoint me because currently I cannot work because I'm fighting this case too.
Well, I'm going to need to take some additional evidence from you relating to your ability to pay for a lawyer, and if I determine you qualify for a court-appointed lawyer, we'll appoint one for you. Can you raise your right hand, please? You solemnly swear or affirm any testimony you give today before the court will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and could you state your name for the record, please?
Jessica Lynn Goodwin.
Okay, and you are the mother of the child Blaine Thomas Goodwin, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Do you have any other children under the age of 18 besides this child?
I do not have custody of them, no, sir.
Okay, I appreciate you don't have custody of them right now, but that wasn't my question. My question is, do you have any?
Yes.
Okay, how many other children do you have under the age of 18?
3.
Okay, and where are they at?
They are placed with my oldest sister,
And your oldest sister is?
Audrey Wiley.
I'm sorry, Audrey
Wiley.
Wiley? Okay, thank you. And are you under any obligation to pay child support for those children?
No, sir.
Okay. Now, prior to your incarceration, were you employed?
I was self-employed, yes, sir.
Okay, and from your self-employment, what was your average monthly net income?
I had just started back up, so roughly $1,800.
And what type of employment generally was that?
Independent home health care.
Okay. All right, and you're currently incarcerated. Do you have any idea? I know that probably is something you may not know, but do you know how long you might remain incarcerated?
I have to refile for an attorney in here as well, so I'm trying to get it taken care of as soon as possible.
Okay. Were you receiving any type of governmental assistance prior to this suit being filed? Medicaid, WIC, food stamps?
Blaine was on Medicaid, that was it.
All right. And I'm assuming you don't have any, but do you have any assets of any significant value that you could use to hire a lawyer?
No, sir.
All right. Thank you. All right. I'm going to appoint an attorney for you, ma'am. I find you qualified. I'm going to appoint Chelsea Timmons as your attorney ad litem in the case. She's an attorney here in Brown County. She'll be notified of that appointment. I'm going to reset the hearing to resume on July 15th, 2021 at 1 p.m. That hearing will also be by Zoom video conference. If you happen to get released before then, you'll need to make sure you stay in contact with the department and get in contact with your attorney so you will be able to participate when the hearing resumes. Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right, Mr. Brittany, anything else, or Mr. Hire before we?
No, Your Honor.
Your Honor, there are a couple ideas about placements. I'll talk about that with CPS after this, or to engage. He is in a shelter, so I would like him to be moved as soon as possible if we could find a better, closer place for him.
Well, and I assume the department's making every effort to look for potential alternate placements if the child's not back with the parent. So I'd encourage the department to continue looking at any relatives, family, or anyone else that might be a potential placement for Blaine while this case goes on. All right, the court will continue the emergency orders in place with the department remaining as temporary managing conservator of child, and the hearing is reset to resume July 15th at 1 p.m. That will be adjourned for today. Thank you.